G'day Bodgies and Widgies and welcome back to the channel. It has been over a month since I posted my last video. I've just been super busy with university and work and all of these sorts of things, and also adapting to a new farm. However, 6 months ago I set up this aquarium that you see behind me, and over that period of time it has really matured to become this full planted ecosystem that you see right now. It has over 50 neon tetras, probably the same amount of corydoras, a group of wild angelfish, and so much more. And today I'll take you through everything that happened to this aquarium to get it to the point where it is today, and also show you all the fish in there and everything this system has to offer. So strap in, hope you enjoy this video, and without further ado, let's dive into this 5-foot South American planted tank. So for those of you Bodgies and Widgies that have been watching my channel over the past few years, you might actually recognize this tank. This is my old, or I should actually be saying beloved, 5-foot aquarium from the old fish room. It's one of the only 2 tanks that I brought over, and this one holds so much sentimental value because it's where my YouTube channel really started in front of. And the way that I'm running this system to house all of these fish is so simple. To quickly go over the tank, it's 5 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 2.5 feet tall. That extra half a foot of height really makes it different to a standard 150 gallon aquarium, which is 5 by 2 by 2. Because this is 2.5, it sits at around about 180 gallons or 680 liters. And to filter this aquarium, I'm using a single BioPro canister filter. It is cheap as chips, very effective, but I probably will need to upgrade it soon, purely for luxury purposes, but it's something that's on the cards. Lighting is a single Fluval 3.0, probably also needs to be upgraded, again, luxury purposes, and heating is I think it's an Aqua One titanium heater. It's a 200 watt heater and it heats this tank up to about 25, 26 degrees, which is where I like to run my tropical aquariums, and that really makes sure that all the fish enjoy it. But before we talk about the fish, let's quickly have a run through of the scape and the way that the aquarium looks inside. So I think you'll notice by the evident simplicity of this aquarium that I am no professional aquascaper. I kind of just add some driftwood and plants in and hope that they kind of just marry in together and work out well. And I'll admit, it has been working out well in this tank. Now, I knew that I wanted to maximize on the height that this aquarium had to offer and definitely keep angelfish in it because they look absolutely amazing in taller aquariums because of their taller body profile. And I also enjoy seeing how fish spend their time in the wild to try and somewhat replicate that in my home aquarium. Whilst I don't really go all out and make it a biotope aquarium because I kind of have certain ways that I want my aquariums to look, I try and take inspiration from it. And the one thing that I saw time and time again is how much angelfish spend in flooded or fallen tree roots because they kind of establish little territories amongst the branches and use it for both shelter and also places to spawn in. I spend a lot of their time in those kinds of environments. And so I went to my local hardscape shop, my farm, and just started to look for wood that I think would be suitable. And what I was looking for specifically was fallen eucalyptus branches, and especially the ends of those branches where they have all those offshoots and gnarly twists and turns, and then just got to cutting it, fitting it into the aquarium, and that's pretty much all we're looking at. Really, the whole tank has 4 branches in it, and whilst I'd like to add more, I'm just waiting for more wood to fall onto the ground, I guess. I think this is serving its purpose very well. A lot of the angels are spending their time in and amongst those roots, and they've got the security that they need whilst also having all of this open, oh hello there, all of this open swimming space, and it looks absolutely amazing. The substrate is just a natural fine grain gravel, so it's not going to harm the bottom dwellers that I have in the tank. And it's perfectly fine for the simplicity of plants that I have in the system as well. There's nothing that's overly demanding. They're all heavy root feeders, so they can find their way through the gravel and really stretch those roots out far and wide, which I have observed pretty well. And let's actually look at these plants. I knew that I wanted to have easy plants, and I had a specific mix of plants that I wanted to keep, which was Crypts and Amazon swords. So I reached out online on Facebook to a couple of aquarium groups to see if there was any aquarists that just had a bulk amount of plants they were looking to sell, and I had a certain budget that I was working within. And the owner of an online planted aquarium website called Tranquility reached out to me and said, hey, look, we specialize in such a huge range of Amazon swords and crypts, and I can send you a package of a whole bunch of different species if you'd like within your budget. And I thought, perfect, sign me up, send those plants over. And so they sent me a phenomenal range of different plants. All I want is this tank to look like a jungle when it's fully grown in, and it's getting there. It definitely could use a little bit more help with some carbon dioxide. I'm waiting on a CO2 regulator to arrive, and a lot more fertilizing as well, because funnily, with all the fish that I have, my nutrient levels are always near zero. This tank has just reached a really good level of stability, which is good, but I also really need to supplement the growth of these plants as well if I really wanted to get grown out and denser than it already looks. But now, let's have a look at the stars of the show, being the fish. Angelfish, up, come on. I love how excited they get for food. It's like a ravenous pack of piranhas, but absolutely majestical. So majestic, is that the word? Anyways, let's talk about the stars of the show now, and that is the angels. I knew that I wanted to have angelfish in this aquarium, like I mentioned, but I wanted to keep some type of wild angelfish, and ones that have always caught my eye are the Rio Nanay, which are a type of scalar angel. Most people would drift towards the pinnacle of angelfish being the Altons, and as much as I like the Altons, when I saw them compared to the Rio Nanays, the Rios just kind of won me over. I love how amazing they look with their silverish body, the blue sheen they get, the red spots, and there's just so much going on with them, even at a small size. And I've got a bunch of different sizes in here, from small all the way to pretty much full-grown adults, and I definitely want to add more. The other benefit is how cheap these fish were. I got them from my local aquarium club, the Aquarium Society of Victoria, and I think they worked out to be like $5, $10 a fish compared to Altons, which would be, oh God, I don't even know how to do that math. They're about $150 each in Australia. So trying to accommodate a group of Altons would have been absolutely crazy. So that's where the Rio Nanays came in, and I could not be happier with that pick. I think, how many do I even have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's between 8 and 10 angels in here, and I think I could probably add another 5 and it would look absolutely awesome. So aside from the angelfish taking up the whole aquarium, you will notice another group of fish doing the exact same thing, and that is my school of the most basic of all tetras, but probably the most beautiful, the humble neon. In this tank, there's about 50 neon tetras with room and plans to add maybe another 100 to 150 more. I think it would look so stunning. One end to the other end of the tank just lit up by these vibrant blues that the neons have to offer. And they school so well. When the angels swim through them, you notice them break up and shift around the fish like this single entity of color. And it just, I just cannot get over them enough. On the bottom of the aquarium, I also have the same number of fish in corydoras. There's probably close to about 45 cories in here. The bulk of them are your most basic bronze cories, but there's also some peppered corydora in here as well. And they keep the entire bottom of the aquarium spick and span. I also love cories because they've got that armored catfish look without being an absolute jerk or a predator like you might have with hoplos, or hoplos are the only one that I can think of, and I love them so much, but cories are my South American friendlier alternative. And in that sort of cleanup crew realm, we've got a couple of other fish, like a group of Montezuma wild swordtails, which aren't South American, more central, but still the Americas, so let me be. And then we've got species like, what else have we got? Siamese algae eaters, which aren't South American again, but they help. And the biggest cleanup crew member in here is my flagtail Procholotus. This fish will get 2 feet long eventually, but is a complete gentle giant. Hasn't touched or harmed a soul, and he or she, I actually end up calling her a she most of the time, is such a beautiful fish. Where is she? Right there. Stunning, stunning colors, big body shape, and she just picks through all the plants cleans up any type of hair algae that this aquarium would potentially have the risk of developing, and is just like this big shark-like fish in this aquarium. And the size contrast between the neons, which are probably as big as her eyeball, compared to this fish, which is gargantuan compared to them, looks so nice. Yeah, there's so much room to add so many different species. I think I'd love to add some hatchetfish off the top. Oh, sorry, angels. Hatchetfish off the top, and maybe some more bottom-dwelling fish like dwarf cichlids, apistogramma, that type of thing. So if you've got any suggestions, please do feel free to let me know in the comments down below. But Bodgies and Widgies, I think that's really everything this aquarium has to offer. If you end up enjoying this video and you want to see more of it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for all the support that you've been giving me. We've really been growing, even though the videos haven't been coming out as consistent as they normally would be. And there's plans for that, especially after this university semester comes to an end. But thank you once again for all of your time, love, and support. But as always, stay happy, stay safe, stay Australian. Bodgie out.